All right, today I thought we'd make a spaghetti dish. Now I've got some fresh pasta, fresh spaghetti. And remember now, there's a different texture to this. The whole idea of, when you go to the market, you buy spaghetti in the packages. It doesn't look like this, right? It comes in that long, dry, firm type of shape. And if I was to take it and try to bend it, it would break. That's dried pasta. Fresh pasta has a whole different texture to it. It's going to cook a little differently. But more importantly, on the finish, when it is cooked, it's going to have a whole different texture, tooth feel, al dente taste to it. And I always say in the restaurant that, you know, if you've not eaten fresh pasta before, you have to enjoy it, you have to try it. But the problem is we've had some folks say, the pasta wasn't cooked. This pasta, if you don't like pasta cooked al dente with little texture and toothiness to it, then you're probably not going to enjoy fresh pasta as much as if you overcook the dried pasta. You know, some folks think unless it's a real soggy piece of macaroni, it's not any good. See, I disagree. My kids like it that way, but that's not the way I like to eat the pasta. So fresh pasta, to me, is the way that I like to eat pasta when given the choice, because it's going to have a real texture to it, a real al dente tooth feel, and it's just going to be, I think, a lot better. So we're going to start making a sauce to go with our fresh pasta. So in my pan here, which we're getting a little warm, I'm going to start with just a little bit of butter. At the restaurant, we use unsalted butter. And the reason I use unsalted butter is because there's two reasons. The first is how much butter or how much salt is in the butter, you really don't know. And it could vary from manufacturer to manufacturer. But the other reason is, do you think that those companies put salt in the butter because they care about, you know, making it taste good? Do you think they do it because they know you like it that way? Do you think they do it because it's probably got a smart business reason? Well, if you pick number 3, guess what? You win. I'll tell you why. By adding salt to butter, you extend the shelf life. It is less likely to go rancid or turn bad and have to be thrown away. It extends that amount of time that they can put it in the market and allow the company there to sell it. So salted butter is not done because they want you to say, oh wow, I really appreciate it, I like the taste. It's done because it serves their purpose of allowing them to make more money selling it. So I'd rather buy unsalted. I know it's fresher, and I know that I can then adjust the amount of seasoning and salt that's in it. Okay, so we've got our butter melted. I've got some garlic, really fine minced here. And I've got some fennel. And again, I love fennel. I love the flavor. I like black licorice. I think that it goes great. You know, I make crab cakes. We do them Sicilian style. I put fennel in my crab cakes. So here we got some fennel that we got going because we're going to make crab the final ingredient, I guess the protein portion of this dish. Protein portion. It sounds like I'm selling a commercial. Now we get to the musical portion of our show. Well, we're going to get to the protein portion of our show in a few minutes, but in the beginning here, what we want to do is we've got some all diced about the same size. We start with the garlic, we had the fennel, we had some bell peppers. And again, it's kind of like, almost like a crab cake in a pasta sauce. That's really kind of the way we're approaching this whole dish here. So we've got the bell peppers, the garlic, the fennel. You can add onion if you like to this. You can add a couple different color bell peppers if you like. You know, whatever you like to put into your crab cakes, I think would be kind of a great way to start off thinking about putting together a dish like this for pasta. Okay, so we've got that going. This is where I'm going to get a little different. This is not necessarily what I'd put in my crab cakes, but I'm going to add some fresh peas. The reason I'm adding fresh peas is, one, I think it just kind of goes great with all the other flavors here. 2, it is going to be a bit of spring, a bit of freshness added to the dish. And the third reason is we do have a ton of fresh peas in the house. We bought a whole bushel of them, and we just sat down there by hand. We peeled them all, we opened them up, and we've got some really great fresh peas that we're doing a lot of different things with in the kitchen here at the restaurant right now. Okay, so that's going. Those babies going a little bit there. Now we're going to take a little bit of leeks, and the leeks we just kind of slice thin. And I let them drain in water. I rinsed them, drained them, changed the water 3 times, and you can actually see all the salt and dirt, or I'm sorry, sand and dirt just kind of sink down to the bottom. So we're going to add some leeks, and this is my way of adding kind of like that onion flavoring. I think we got enough there, so we've got our leeks. Now again, just let all this go nice. Okay. All right, so put that off to the side. Last couple of ingredients that we have, we've got some crab, we've got some Parmesan Reggiano, some really good imported cheese. And I think this is one of those times where you're going to want to use that really good imported cheese. I need a little liquid here. I need a little bit of a base for a sauce to come. I'm going to use white wine, and I'm okay over the flame, low alcohol. It's going to burn off pretty quickly without really flaming up. That's also going to allow the temp to come down for a minute or 2 in the pan, so we kind of continue to cook our our ingredients here. It's got beautiful colors too, doesn't it? Looks really nice. Okay, so while this is going, I've got my fresh pasta. I've got some water here. What we're going to do is this water, we're going to crank it all the way up. I'm going to drop the fresh pasta in. This is going to go pretty quickly. We have all our pasta cooking nicely. We've got our vegetables here cooked through. We're going to add a touch of cream. And see, before I add the cream, how dry this pan really was. It absorbed all the flavors. The white wine just kind of married well. All the vegetables kind of absorbed some of that nice flavor. That's ready to go. Now, we're going to add some of the crab. And again, I pick through it because I don't want somebody, one of my guests, to take a bite and find a piece of shell in there. So we're going to make it a point, even though it comes clean and picked through, I always make it a point to go through it and make sure that there's no shells. Okay, so a little bit of cream. We're a little dry here, so I'm going to take a little bit of my pasta water. Got my pan going pretty well. Now to finish this, before I add salt, I have some of that great Parmesan Reggiano. I'm just going to kind of break a couple pieces up in there for little bites as you go through it. Actually, maybe I'll just use my knife on it. There we go. Just kind of do a kind of real coarse chop. Just want to melt this cheese right through it. Throw all that right in. That's going to add a little saltiness and a lot of flavor to our cream there. I'm going to add just a little bit of some grated pepper. Okay, give that a stir. That's great. Now, all we need to do is check on our pasta. See how our pasta's doing. I think our pasta should be set. Oh, there you go. I can tell by looking. Pasta's great. We're going to shut that down. Just kind of make sure it all comes apart nice. Beautiful. Beautiful. Okay. Now it just comes time to plate. Grab a couple of my kitchen towels here. We're going to take this nice, hot, fresh spaghetti. That fresh pasta. Boy, a whole different texture when you finally get a chance to take a bite. We're going to throw it right in our pan here. Okay. And now what we need to do is we're going to take just a minute here, marry it all together nice. Look at how beautiful it looks too. A really colorful dish. And again, you know, a little lighter, a little more of a spring summer dish, things that you want to eat. I know there's some cream in there, and I don't really stay away from cream dishes, cream style dishes in the spring or summer, but I don't make heavy cream dishes, and I don't eat it all the time. But I still think, even though it's a lighter type of weather we have, I still think that you can eat it in a dish like this. I think it's perfect. So we'll just pull a little more of the spaghetti out. I probably got enough for two here. So let me just plate one, grab some of our ingredients. There we go. I'll leave the second one in the pan for somebody on the crew. One of the lucky guys, whoever gets up here first with a fork and a knife, or a fork and a spoon to twirl the pasta. You're gonna have to show me you guys know how to do it though. Matt, you know how to use a spoon for some pasta the right way? Eat it the right way? No, you're not sure? All right. All right. There we go. That's all set to go. I'm just going to give us a little cleanup here. I think to finish this, if you wanted to add a little more grated cheese, but I tell you what, I got so much of that really beautiful imported Parmesan Reggiano. I think we're just going to need a little bit of black pepper across the top, and there you go. Real simple dish. Some fresh pasta. If you have a chance, try fresh pasta. You'll definitely see a difference.